You're a slave of the Russians. You found nothing in Uzbekistan.
A Ukrainian SU-27 fighter jet has carried out a precision airstrike on Russian assault groups entrenched in the industrial zone of Kotline on the Pokrovsk axis, inflicting heavy losses and halting their advance. This latest strike is part of a wider campaign in which Ukrainian aviation and long-range drones have increasingly targeted Russian troop concentrations, command posts, and supply hubs. In recent weeks, Ukrainian forces have successfully hit radar installations and air defense systems in occupied Crimea, destroyed aircraft at the Saki airfield, and struck ammunition depots across Luhansk and Donetsk. Kyiv's tactic is to combine pinpoint strikes on frontline assault units with deep raids against Russian logistics, ensuring that reinforcements, supplies, and command structures are disrupted before they can reach the battlefield. By sustaining pressure both at the tactical and strategic levels, Ukraine is eroding Russia's ability to coordinate offensives, forcing Moscow to stretch its defenses and weakening its capacity to hold key sectors of the front. Analysis of the economic impact of the attack on the Ust-Luga port, where the Novatek terminal was hit. The unit damaged was the cryogenic fractionation of gas condensate, the most expensive part of the plant. The Novatek plant processes 7 million tons of stable gas condensate per year and produces the following volume of products: naphtha, 3 million tons, fuel oil, 1.5 million tons, gas oil, 1 million tons, aviation kerosene, 1 million tons. The market value of this product is $4.4 billion. Thus, each day of plant downtime is a loss of revenue, $12 million per day, or almost $0.4 billion per month. The cost of equipment repairs was not assessed. You came here to work? Then shut your mouth! You're a slave of the Russians! Starting September 1st, Russia's Moscow region will launch the Amina app to track foreigners. Its installation will be mandatory for all migrants entering Russia under the visa-free regime for work purposes. The app will continuously transmit migrants' geolocation data to the Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs. Through a QR code, police will be able to know literally everything about a migrant: when they arrived, for how long, where they are employed, and whether there are any migration violations. If the system flags someone in red, they will be detained. Meanwhile, in St. Petersburg, cameras with facial recognition for nationality have appeared. The system can identify up to 6 types of nationalities, record their concentration in different areas, and transmit this information to law enforcement. The video clearly demonstrates Russians' attitude toward foreigners.
Where did you arrive? Where is your home? Did you come here to work? Did you come here to work? Work, don't open your mouth. You're a slave of the Russians. You found nothing in Uzbekistan. You came here. I told you wrong. There's nothing in Uzbekistan. You came here. Face.
In the Kursk region, Russian aviation is bombing Russian villages. Apparently, they're liberating something there too.
Hello again, fellow villagers. Yesterday I showed you that there was a bomb on our road. Here, please, is where it was. A hole as deep as my height, 1.70 meters. And these are its consequences. Here is the house and summer kitchen of Yuri Volochenko. Here, if you see, please, these are its consequences. The neighbor's house, it belonged to the grandmother. This is an elderly person's house. Here's more. This is the house of an elderly couple, Vitya and Tanya. Now they have nowhere to live. Actually, you all noticed it yourselves. You do the friends of TikTok and Telegram who say that this isn't being written about. Therefore, that doesn't happen. Here it is. Now I'll walk a bit more and show Sasha's house, our engineer.
So you can see there.
This is how the Bradleys of the 225th Assault Regiment race across eastern Ukraine and mow down tree lines with occupiers. Ukrainian soldiers have openly praised the American Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, calling it one of the most reliable and battle-proven assets on the front. Crews highlight its strong armor and firepower, which allow them to withstand Russian artillery and tank fire while delivering precise strikes in return. The Bradley's mobility has proven critical in counterattacks, enabling troops to maneuver quickly under heavy fire. Soldiers note that its survivability has saved countless lives, with many recounting how the vehicle remained operational even after sustaining direct hits. For frontline units, the Bradley is seen not only as a weapon system, but as a shield that dramatically improves their chances of success and survival in Ukraine's toughest battles. Russia is officially withdrawing from the European Convention for the Prevention of Torture. The corresponding decree has already been signed. This refers to the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment, which Moscow had joined as a member of the Council of Europe. Well, nothing surprising there. Chancellor Merz, if Putin doesn't agree to a meeting with President Zelensky, the EU is working on further sanctions.
President Zelensky made it clear in Washington last week that he is ready to sit down with Putin in the next few days. It is now Moscow's move. If the Russian president is more serious about ending the killing, then he will accept the offer. If this step from the Russian side does not happen, then more pressure is needed. In this case, we in the European Union are working on further sanctions. The American president has also not ruled out additional tariffs on his part.
We have some very interesting news here that raises many questions, especially concerning the rhetoric being pushed on social media. The key issue is, who is behind this propaganda and what are the goals? More than a quarter of accounts pushing pro-independence content for Scotland on X turned out to be Iranian fakes, according to a report by disinformation tracking firm Siabra. Siabra analyzed activity on X between May and June 2025 and identified a large network of Iranian-linked bots amplifying hashtags such as #Scottish Independence, #Brexit Betrayal, and #BBC Lies. The findings were reported by the UK Defense Journal. About 26% of the analyzed profiles were fake and together generated more than 3,000 posts, combining separatist slogans with anti-British and pro-Iranian narratives. The aim was to simulate grassroots support, researchers said. These accounts blended into online debates, spreading separatist and anti-Brexit messages while accusing institutions such as the BBC and the Labour Party of bias, the report said. Siabra described the effort as a disinformation campaign hiding in plain sight. The network relied on profile photos, AI-generated images, Scottish slang, and emotional slogans. Hashtags such as #Scottish Independence, SAP, #BBC Lies, and #Labour Lies were repeatedly reposted to create an appearance of consensus. The firm estimated the campaign generated more than 224 million potential views and 126,000 interactions. The botnet went quiet in June after an Israeli cyber attack hit Iran's power grid, according to the UK Defense Journal's investigation. All of the fake accounts stopped posting. For over 2 weeks, they disappeared. No posts, no noise, complete digital silence. When they returned 16 days later, their focus had shifted to defending Iran and ridiculing the West, the report noted. The second phase of the campaign emphasized Iran's resistance to Western pressure, portraying Tehran's moral clarity against what it called Western hypocrisy. Some accounts even drew parallels between Scotland's independence movement and Iran's confrontation with the West. The intent is clear: to sow discord, deepen divisions, and hijack political discourse while maintaining a seemingly authentic image, Siabra said. The findings come as researchers at Vanderbilt University disclosed documents on a Chinese firm, Golaxy, which uses AI to spread propaganda. They estimate Golaxy has created data profiles for at least 117 sitting U.S. lawmakers, more than 2,000 American politicians and opinion leaders, as well as thousands of right-wing influencers and journalists.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.